Yo, YouTube, what up? Game Dog RC back with another quick one. Just wanted to go over today's DJI ban. It's a lot going on around it, so just wanted to do a quick website vid. So as y'all see, the breakdown is the U.S. Federal Communications Commission (FCC) has implemented a ban on the import and sale of new foreign-made drone models. So new, including those from Chinese manufacturer DJI, citing national security concerns. And that is not a problem. Whenever it comes to our national security, we rather be safe than sorry. So as of December 23rd, 2025, the FCC has added DJI and other foreign drone makers like Autel to its covered list, blocking them from obtaining the necessary authorization to sell new drones or critical components in the United States. This action effectively halts the release of future DJI models such as the Mavic 5 in the US market. And the Mavic 5 is pretty popular over here. It says the ban does not affect drones already authorized for sale or in current use. Owners can continue operating and selling existing DJI models while supplies last. Firmware updates, warranty service, and replacement parts remain uncertain, but are expected to continue for now. Sorry, though potential disruptions are possible. So basically, the decision stems from the 2025 National Defense Authorization Act (NDAA), which mandated a security review of DJI by today. If no audit was completed, the automatic ban would take effect. No U.S. national security agency initiated the required review, triggering the ban by default. Okay, so DJI, which holds an estimated 70% to over 90% of the global drone market, expressed disappointment, noting that more than 80% of U.S. law enforcement and emergency response agencies rely on this technology. That's just spying, and that's the reason why it's banned. Because to be honest, over in America, our privacy counts for a lot, and with this internet age, we already are losing a lot of it. You got flock cameras in a lot of cities now, which are being used wrong. Like I said, when it comes to national security, it's nothing that the consumer, we're not going to really be able to do anything. I don't fly drones myself, but it will affect a lot of people over here. Now, I'm suspecting that it's going to really be a lot of the cheaper no-name drones, like off of AliExpress and Temu, because a lot of that stuff comes from China. My thing is, the negative is that, yes, we wouldn't want spies to learn our geography and topography over here and sensitive places, things like that. And you don't want your privacy invaded. But when it's the positives of it is, like, for example, my guy Rec RC, he uses those for a lot of his good action shots. And when you're using them correctly, they work correctly. My only thing about this ban is, if they're that worried about security concerns, then what they could do is just basically have them fly where, like, the airplane parks, the authorized area for you to fly them type of craft. Because I know you can't go over like 300 or 400 feet anyway with them. But yeah, it says the FCC's authority now extends to potentially banning subsidiaries, shell companies, and modular components linked to listed entities, preventing circumvention of the rules. So that's basically they're going to cut off loopholes, any workarounds. They're going to basically try to find ways to ban things that are workarounds. American-made drones remain available, but industry analysts note they currently lag behind DJI in performance and reliability. So, like I said, it just seems like what they're saying is it's a national security concern. These things have been over here for a long time. So my only thing is people are saying, oh, it's going to affect our lipo batteries and our engines and things. I don't think it's going to have a problem with the cars and boats and helicopters, stuff like that, airplanes. But well, maybe with the planes and the drones, it may be, a problem. With the RC cars and boats, what we deal with, I do think that there's a potential of the motors and ESCs and stuff like that. It has a potential to be impacted, but I don't think it's too much. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see because, like I said, a lot of stuff is imported when it comes to these RC cars. So, that's why I'm glad I know how to deal with nitro cars because, like I said, nothing's like nitro. That's where I'm about to start focusing more on this channel anyway. I'm about to start saving up for a gas car and trying to get me a Traxxas Jado 3.3. I'm about to get a couple of more nitro cars. I'm about to start dealing with gas more. Because like I said, it's always something when it comes to these electric RCs. We know that they run the hobby right now. And everybody potentially gets into it through electric, but like I said, we'll just have to wait and see. My personal opinion, though, I don't think it's going to be as bad as they're making it out to be, but I always leave room for the potential of something to happen. So, I'm not going to just not have any doubt or anything like that. Nah, always leave room for things to change, but yep, that's what it's looking like for right now. But like I said, it's mainly affecting DJI, their batteries, and I think the motors and the ESCs, cameras. Let's go see if we can see a little bit more. All right, so courtesy of www.thenewcamera.com. All right, so this was 3 days ago because I'm filming this. Well, yesterday. I'm sorry, this was yesterday because I'm filming this on 12/23/2025. All right. So the big question is what set of products will be affected after the ban and whether the ban is limited to drones only or if it also involves action cameras, pocket cameras, as well as gimbals and mics. Now, that's a good point. That's a really good point. But and the reason why I'm saying that is because if you think about it, a lot of that stuff comes from over there. So if y'all are going after that, a lot of stuff might be affected. Everybody over here who buys stuff off of Amazon, our whole homes might be bugged up through these devices. And that's basically what it's saying, what this is saying. Okay, so we'll just have to basically wait to see. I just want to see if we can see some kind of list. Okay, so non-retroactive ban, FCC protected products. So as you guys see, DJI Mini 4 Pro, Mavic 3 Pro, Avata 2, Mini 4K, the DJI Neo, Air 3S, Neo 2, Osmo Action 6, Mattress 4T, Mattress 4E, the DJI Flip, and the Mavic 4 Pro. And all these are other ones, you portables, I guess, Pocket, Avata 360, Lido X1. I'm not really a drone guy, but this is your list. If you want to see it, go to newcamera.com. They got it. And then the ban, retroactive ban, everything hits the wall. So in a December 16, 2025 interview with YouTuber Farouk Yalsin, iPhondo, Welsh described the FCC's October 28 rule as a trapdoor that could enable retroactivity, potentially wiping out DJI's entire US catalog without affecting own devices' usability. Now, that's a good point, but you cannot wipe out a product's entire catalog in a country without affecting the own devices, especially in this day and age, because everything has firmware, software got to be updated. And once that security wall and security window closes, everybody's stuff is going to be affected. And right now, the whole US is not doing really well as far as markets and spending a lot of money. Everybody over here kind of hurting a little bit. So people has to keep their devices for a longer period of time. So actually it will affect the own devices if you wipe out the catalog, because the older devices will stop eventually getting software and firmware updates, security updates. All right, so now what it's saying is depending on when it was released. So let me see. DJI Mini 4 Pro September 23 release. Yes, it's affected. Let's go back to the top. The Mini 4. So it says no. So it says non-retroactive ban, safe for import. And then retroactive ban, everything hits the wall. Yeah, well, that's about it. I don't want to cover too much of this, man. Y'all go on over to thenewcamera.com if y'all want to read this whole article. But yep, this Game Dog RC back with another quick one on this new DJI ban, man. It sucks that everything is always hitting the fan and stuff is always being affected. But if the foreign countries are over there plaguing these devices with spyware, we cannot get mad. Okay, so always remember that, because you'll be upset to come to find out that all these devices are actually really watching you and listening to you in your house. And that includes your intellectual property on YouTube, because then they steal your ideas when you're in there brainstorming. Yeah, things go deep, but we not going to go that deep, man. This Game Dog RC.